Hi friends, I hope you're still good. We thank God for this opportunity to learn. In the previous lessons, I gave you an equation of a graph and asked you to draw the graph. Now we are reversing the situation. We'll be doing the exact opposite. You have a graph and you must get the equation of that graph. So first thing first, you ask yourself, what type of graph am I dealing with? Here is a straight line graph. So you go ahead and write the general equation of that graph. So the general equation of a straight line graph is y equals to mx plus c, where m denotes gradient. So it's the gradient. And c, the y-intercept. Y-intercept. This may be helpful in later lessons when we do mixed graphs. Okay, so remember this. M is the gradient and C is the y-intercept. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the gradient first. Gradient is given by the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, at this point you decide. You have two coordinates or set of coordinates A and B. You can decide to have your 2's at B or your 2's at A, right? So I will choose A to be the 2's, so this will be x2, y2. Then we're going to have x1, y1. What you cannot do is to choose x2 here, then you say the corresponding is y1. Once you say this is x2, the other one must be y2. If you decide that it's x1, the other one, the corresponding coordinate has to be y1. Okay? So now go ahead and substitute. y2 is 4, according to our choice, minus y1 is 2 over x2 is negative 1 minus x1 is 3. Then simplify. 4 minus 2 is 2, minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4, which will end up being negative half. Brilliant. We got our gradient. Nice. Now we need to work out C. Remember, an equation must be in terms of x and y. So we don't want to see the m, we don't want to see the c. We need to find those values, okay? So that's what we're trying to do. Now let's work out the value of c. You have m there, so you can go to any of the coordinates. You can choose A or B. I'll choose B. If we choose B, y is 2, x is 3. So let's go substitute. So the equation says y equals to mx plus c. Y, we said, is going to be 2 if we use the coordinates of B. Y is 2. M, we just got m there. It's negative half x. It's going to be 3 plus c. Okay, another mistake that I've observed is that a learner can choose y here and then they go use x there. No, you must not do that. If you use the y of 2, you have to use the corresponding x value. Okay? If you decide to use the y 4, then you must use x as negative 1. I hope it makes sense. You must always use corresponding values when it comes to coordinates. Beautiful. Now you go ahead and simplify. Negative half multiplied by 3 is going to be minus 3 over 2. You can use a calculator for that. Then we're going to transpose the minus 3 over 2. It's going to be 2 plus 3 over 2 equals to c. Again, you can use the calculator to get the value of c. It's going to be 7 over 2 equals to c. Now, you have your m, you have your c. You can go on and write your equation. Remember, equation must be in terms of x and y. So it was y equals to mx plus c. We can say y equals to m, we got is minus half, x, c, we got 7 over 2 plus 7 over 2. And that is your equation. That's how you get the equation of a straight line. All right. If you have any question, feel free to ask, and I'm going to assist you accordingly. I'll see you in the next lesson. Enjoy. I can see you over. Amen.